Hello students, welcome back to chemistry class. Last classes we were discussing about chemical equation. So what do you mean by chemical equation? We know chemical equation is a simple representation for chemical reaction, right? So it is a symbolic representation of a chemical reaction in the form of symbols and formulas. So we know in the chemical equation we write the reactants always in left hand side and the product will write always right hand side. Correct. It is separated with the arrow. So reactants we will write always in left hand side and the product we will write always in right hand side. So that we have discussed already. So in this section we will discuss about balanced equation and why should an equation be balanced. What is important to balance in the equation? Then we can see how can we balance the equation. So first one, balanced equation. So what do you mean by balanced equation? A chemical equation in which the number of atoms in left hand side is equal to the number of atoms in right hand side. That means what are the elements present in the left hand side, that number we will calculate and we will compare with the right hand side elements. So that total number of atoms of each element should be equal. Then we can say that chemical equation is a balanced chemical equation. Clear all of you? So chemical equation is nothing but a chemical equation in which the atoms of each element in the left hand side and right hand side should be balanced. Then we can call it as that is a balanced chemical equation. Clear all of you? So first about balanced equation, I hope you understood that one, balanced equation. For example, A plus B plus C gives ABC, or 2A plus 2B plus 2C gives 2ABC. That means 2 atom of A and 2 atom of B and 2 atom of C. Similarly here also 2 atom of A, 2 atom of B, 2 atom of C. So we can say this equation is balanced chemical equation. So in this session we will study how to balance the chemical equation. Okay. Then what is importance to balance in the chemical equations? We know law of conservation of mass. The law states that mass can be neither be created nor to be destroyed. So we should obey that law. So in order to obey the law we should balance the chemical equations. Clear? Now how can we balance the chemical equation? So we have two methods to balancing the chemical equation. So first method is hit and trial method. Hit and trial method. And another one is partial equation method. So in our syllabus only we need to study hit and trial method. Partial equation is not in our syllabus, so we will not discuss about partial equation method. We will discuss about only hit and trial method. Okay. So what is important to balance the chemical equation? Because we have to obey the law of conservation of mass. What is the law states? The law states that mass can be neither be created nor to be destroyed. Clear? So we need to balance the chemical equation. So we can discuss with the example how to balance the chemical equation. So one question I am going to write. Potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7 is treated with HCl. HCl gives KCl plus CrCl3 plus H2O plus Cl2. So this is a reactant. What are the reactants? Potassium dichromate and HCl. What are the products? KCl, CrCl3, water and chlorine. So here you can see two reactants and 4 products. Yesterday we have discussed about the involvements of the chemical equation, chemical reaction. So here now we are going to balance the equation. Why? Because we have to obey the law of conservation of mass. So how can you say this is not balanced equation? You can check it. Potassium is How many atoms of potassium? 2. What about in right hand side? Potassium is equal to 1. Then chromium, Cr is equal to 2. Here Cr is equal to 1. See, here is only 1. Nothing means there is a 1. Then oxygen. So first we can take all metals, then we can take non-metals. Last we can take hydrogen and oxygen. So I am going to take chlorine. So chlorine, how many chlorine? Only 1. Here 1 plus 3, 4 plus 2, 6. Chlorine is equal to 6. Next, we can take hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom is what? How many hydrogen atom? 1. Here 2 hydrogen atom. Then last we can take oxygen atom. Here how many oxygen atom? 7 oxygen atom. Oxygen atom is equal to 7. Here how many oxygen atom? Only 1 oxygen atom. Correct? So oxygen atom is equal to 1. Now we can see in the left hand side potassium is equal to 2 and potassium is equal to 1. So it is not balanced. Right? So we have to balance the chemical equation. So in order to balance the chemical equation, always you keep in your mind one thing. We can change the coefficient only. We have no right to change the subscript. Okay? We have the right to change the coefficients. Coefficient means what? These positions are known as coefficient, right? Coefficients we can change. So here, what is the number? What is the coefficient number? That is 1. Nothing means 1. Here 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Correct? So now we can change the coefficient. Potassium is equal to 2 in the left hand side, but here potassium is equal to 1. So we want to convert that one into 2. Should be equal now. So potassium is equal to 2. How can you convert potassium here 2 into 2? So I can put 2 in front of KCl. This is a one compound. KCl is a one compound, right? So 2. So this, what is the total number of potassium in the right hand side? That will be 2. Correct. Now we can take chromium. How many chromium atoms? 2. But here, how many? 1. So we want to convert that one into 2. How can we convert that one into 2? We can multiply 2, or we can put 2 in front of CrCl3. Now chromium atom is 2. So now chromium atom is 2. Clear? Now we can see chlorine. How many chlorine atoms in left hand side? Only 1 chlorine atom. Nothing means there is 1. 1 chlorine atom. Here how many chlorine atom? Now we can count 2. This 2 is common for chromium and chlorine. So 3 into 2, 6. 6 plus 2, 8. Then this 2, 9, 10. So how many chlorine atom there? 10 chlorine atom. So here how many chlorine atom? 1, and here how many chlorine atom? 10 chlorine atom. Now we want to convert this one into 10, because right hand side how many chlorine atom? 10. But here only 1. So we want to convert that one into 10. How can you convert that one into 10? We should put 10 in front of HCl. Right? So 10 we have to put in front of the HCl. So now it became 10. Now chlorine atom is 10. Now hydrogen atom. What is the number? Hydrogen atom. Now it's changed. How many hydrogen atom? 10 hydrogen atom. So now hydrogen atom is 10. Here how many hydrogen atom? Only 2 hydrogen atom. Correct? So we want to convert that one into 10. How can you convert that one into 10? We can multiply with 5. Now 5 into 2. 2 atom of hydrogen. 2 atom of hydrogen multiply with 5. That will be 10. Now hydrogen atom is 10. Now we can see how many oxygen atom? 7 oxygen atom. But here how many oxygen atom? 1 oxygen. How many oxygen atom here? 7. How many oxygen atom here? 5 oxygen atom. Correct? 5 oxygen atom. But how can you convert that one into 7? So we have to multiply 7 here. Instead of 5, we have to multiply here 7. Now it is 7. Now you can see. Again change. Hydrogen atom is changed. What is the number of hydrogen atom in this right hand side? 7 into 2, 14. But here only 10. So it is changed into 14. But here it is only 10. So how can you convert into 14? We should multiply 14 instead of 10. So now hydrogen atom is, chlorine atom is 14. Correct? Hydrogen atom is 14, not chlorine atom. Hydrogen atom is 14. Okay, now we can count all the atoms. How many potassium? 2 in the left hand side. How many potassium here? 2. Then chromium. How many chromium? 2. Here also 2. Then oxygen atom. 7. Here also oxygen atom is 7. Then hydrogen atom. 14 hydrogen atom. Here how many hydrogen atom? 7 into 2, 14 hydrogen atom. Then chlorine atom. 14. Chlorine atom is 14. So how many chlorine atoms here? Just count it. 3 into 2, 6. 3 into 2, 6 plus 2, 8, 9, 10. So it is chlorine atom is not balanced. How can you convert into 14? So we can multiply with 3 here. So this chlorine atom became 14. So this is already 14. So now you count chlorine atom. Chlorine atom is 14. Here also 3 into 2, 6 plus 2, 8. 8 plus 6, 14. So 14 chlorine atom. So I will repeat again. So whenever you get in like this question, we have only right to change the coefficient. We don't have the right to change the subscript. So potassium 2. So in order to convert in potassium 2, we multiply with 2 in the right hand side. Then chromium was 2, but here it was 1. So I multiply with 2. Put 2 in front of the CrCl3. Now it became 2. Then chlorine atom, it was 1. Here it was 6. 3 into 2, 6. So we converted that one into multiply with 2 in front of potassium chloride. So now potassium is, chlorine is, total number of chlorine is 14. Here also 14. Then hydrogen atom, that will be 14. That side also 14. Oxygen atom is 7. Here also oxygen atom is 7. So we can discuss one more example and you will understand more. That is NaOH plus H2SO4. So what is the product? Sodium sulfate and water. So first we can take all the metals. So sodium is the metal. Na. So how many Na in the left hand side? 1. In the right hand side, Na is equal to 2. Then now we can take sulfur. Last only we will take hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. So sulfur, how many sulfur atom? 1. And how many sulfur atom? 1. Clear? Now we can take oxygen, hydrogen atom. How many hydrogen atom? Here 2 and here 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So hydrogen atom is 3 and here hydrogen atom is 2. Then last is oxygen atom. Oxygen atom is 4 plus 1. So there is only 1. Here 4 plus 1. Sorry, 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Here 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. So oxygen atom is equal to 5. Okay, now we can start to balance in the equation. Now from the equation you can understand this is not balanced, right? Because sodium in the left hand side, sodium is 1, but in the right hand side 2. So from the equation we can understand this is not balanced. So we have to balance because we have to obey the law of conservation of mass. So first we can balance sodium, then sulfur, then hydrogen and oxygen. This is the order. Okay. First we can write the metals, then non-metals, then only we will give the prefer to hydrogen. Last we will give the prefer to oxygen. So now you see, sodium atom is 1 in the left hand side. Sodium atom is 2. So which one we have to balance? This left hand side sodium atom we have to balance. So in order to convert into 2, put the 2 in front of NaOH. This is a one compound. Okay. So this 2 will affect all the atoms. So here now sodium atom became 2. Now left hand side sodium is 2, right hand side also 2. Both are balanced. Now we can go for sulfur. Sulfur is 1, sulfur is 1. So already it is balanced. Then hydrogen. Here hydrogen atom is 3, but now you can see we put 2 now. So this 2 will affect this hydrogen atom also. So in this NaOH, how many hydrogen atom? 2 hydrogen atom plus this 2. How many total? 4 hydrogen atom. Clear? So now in the left hand side 4 hydrogen atom, but here how many hydrogen atom? 2 hydrogen atom. So how can you convert 2? We'll put 2 in front of H2O. Now this is 2 into 2, 4. Clear? Then now we can see oxygen atom. 2, it was 5, but it's changed now. 2 plus 4. How many? There is a 4 oxygen atom and here 2. This 2 is common for sodium, or oxygen and hydrogen. So how many oxygen atom in this NaOH? 2 oxygen atom plus this 4. So total number is 6. So total number of oxygen atom is now 6. But here 4, this is a 4. There is a 1. So 4 and 1 is 4 only. Plus this 2. This 2 is common for this hydrogen and this oxygen. So 4 plus 2 is 6. So now all the elements is balanced. You can check again. How many sodium atom? 2 sodium atom. Here also 2 sodium atom. Then oxygen atom. 2 plus 4. 6. Here 4 plus 2. This 2. 6. Then hydrogen atom. 2 plus 2. 4. On the right hand side 2 into 2. 4. Then sulfur is 1. Right. Here also sulfur is 1. So this equation also balanced. So it's compulsory to balance the chemical equation. If it is a chemical equation is unbalanced, you should balance the chemical equation. So I will come with more example in the next class. Thank you.